We took DMT together and met the same thing. I've done DMT a handful of times before, enough to know how big and strange it gets, enough to respect it, enough to be afraid of it. But I never thought you could go with someone, like into the same space. I thought that was impossible. I thought DMT was private. Then my friend Ethan and I broke through at the exact same time, and something met us there. It happened last fall. We'd been talking about doing it for months. Not as a party thing, not to chase visuals. We were serious, curious, careful. We read everything. Setting, dose, sitter, all of it. We agreed to do it in my living room, just the two of us. No one else around. Lights low, speakers off. No distractions. Just pillows, blankets, and a pipe we'd both used before. Ethan brought the DMT, same batch I'd broken through on twice before. This time, we decided to go at the same time. Not some ceremonial hold hands and blast off thing. Just synchronicity. We'd sit side by side, count to 3, hit, launch. I figured we'd both go inward, each have our own trip, compare notes later. That's not what happened. We sat cross-legged on the floor, facing the far wall. We had music queued up, but left it paused. We wanted silence. I loaded 2 identical doses into matching glass pipes. Ethan looked nervous. So was I. We fist-bumped without speaking. "You ready?" I asked. "Yeah," he said, already exhaling. We counted down. 3, 2, 1, and we both inhaled deep. First hit, that familiar plastic taste, bitter and sharp. Reality started vibrating. Second hit, the room folded, patterns erupted, my body evaporated. Third hit, gone. I don't remember the transition. One moment I was in my body, the next, I was somewhere else. A long hallway, dimly lit, made of light and shadow, lined with symbols I couldn't read but somehow understood. I looked down. I had a body, not a human body, but a form, energy, shape, identity. And beside me, Ethan. Also not human, but unmistakably him. His presence was there, clear as day. I wasn't imagining it. I could feel him, and when I looked at him, he looked back, and we both said, without mouths, "You're here too?" That's when I knew this wasn't 2 people having similar trips. We were in the same place. As we floated, walked, drifted, down this corridor, the walls pulsed with color and intelligence. They were alive, humming like a brain. Then the space widened, opened into a vast, endless chamber, and something was waiting for us. Not a shape, not a monster, not even a light. It was more like a presence that occupied the entire room, but within it was a face, gigantic, fluid, made of symbols, geometry, and motion, constantly shifting. Each piece of its face was a language I didn't know I knew. It had 1,000 eyes, but none of them were threatening. They shimmered, watched. It didn't move. It didn't need to. It already knew why we were there. "You've come together," it said. Not in English, not even in thought. More like the feeling of truth pressed into our minds. Ethan and I didn't speak. We just existed in front of it, dwarfed and naked, like infants meeting a parent they couldn't remember. Then it said something that ripped through me. "You've been here before." The being reached toward us, or maybe we drifted toward it, and suddenly I was inside a spiral of memory and light. I saw things that made no sense. A planet made of skin, pulsing. A city with no floor. A child, not mine, holding my hand and looking up. An argument in a life I don't remember living. And Ethan was right there beside me, seeing it too. I could feel his reactions, his fear, his awe. And that's when the entity said, "You are two halves of a larger echo." I didn't know what it meant. I still don't. But it felt true. Then it showed us something together. Not personal memories, not visuals, but a message. A kind of holographic, pulsating structure, like a machine made of intention. It wasn't spoken. It was felt. The core idea pulsed through every part of me. Everything you do ripples outward. Every thought becomes architecture. Every fear, a blueprint. Every act of love, a foundation. Reality is built by what you are. I started crying, not with tears, but from my soul. And Ethan, he reached out, and I grabbed his hand. In the realm, there was no goodbye. The being didn't vanish. It just shifted focus, like a god turning to the next page. We began to fall, backwards, spiraling. The corridor became a tunnel of golden data. The symbols collapsed into color. The floor returned. I felt my chest, felt the blanket under me, felt my lungs work again. I opened my eyes. I was back. Ethan was already sitting up, staring at me. Neither of us spoke for a solid 5 minutes. The room was dead silent. No music, just breathing. Then Ethan whispered, "You saw it too, didn't you?" I nodded slowly. The being? The face made of light? The corridor? You were there, man. You were right next to me. We both started shaking. Over the next 2 hours, we talked through everything. Compared notes. Every major image, we both had seen it. The corridor, the symbols, the being, the message, the handhold. He described things I hadn't even told him yet. Tiny details, like the sound the chamber made when we first entered, the tone of the being's voice, the exact feeling of that spiraling structure. It wasn't similar. It was identical. We both had the same trip, and we both knew we didn't imagine it. For days afterward, I felt lighter, calmer, like something in me had been lifted out and replaced with understanding. I don't know what exactly. Ethan said he started dreaming of places he couldn't remember ever seeing, but they felt like that corridor. We still talk about it, still wonder what it meant. We haven't done DMT again since, but we both know that when we do, it'll be waiting.